It's the grandson of Right Thought. So imagine this in your mind. If you were to see the Most High, what attributes would you expect to see? And how would you expect to feel? How would you assume that he'd treat you? Just think about that for a minute. Now, those who say that they know God, how do you expect them to be? How do you expect to feel around them? Those who say they know God. Don't you expect them to display the same characteristics? Or else they wouldn't know God? Isn't that simple? To know something means that you comprehend it, you understand it, you grasp it. You can put it forth outward because you grasp it within to know it. You can display it outward. See, we read in the scripture, it says when men and women come together, they make love. It says they knew each other, or he knew his wife. They knew. That word that they use there is they knew each other. Because that woman is going to take on the characteristics of that man, his spirit, once it goes into her, and they consummate. And she's going to display that outwardly. So if he's a maniac, out his mind, he crazy, then she's going to display those things if she lays with him and takes his spirit into her. She will become that way if that becomes her man. If he's kind, he's patient, he's tenderhearted, he's compassionate, and his spirit goes into her, then she'll take on those characteristics and she will display those things outwardly or know him. You guys understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the Most High. If you know him, then you should be able to display his characteristics outwardly. So what do you guys all expect to see? If the Most High appeared here in the flesh, how would he feel about the way the world is going? And how would he speak about it? Interesting to think about that, isn't it? If the Most High was just to pop up on this earth here as a man, just imagine it. If he popped up on the earth here as a man, what do you think he would tell us to do? If he could speak to us out of a mouth of a man and you were there to witness it, and you were like, wow, that's God standing there. What do you think he'd tell you to do? What would his instructions to you would be? What do you think they'd be? What do you think he would say about the cannibalism going on the earth and the blood drinking, the adrenochrome, the torturing of children, the trafficking of these minors, these children, the eating of infant babies, the torture? What would he say about that? What would his words be? What do you think? When he saw the injustices and the unbalanced scales being dealt here on the earth, how do you think he'd feel? What would he say? And so then if you imagine what you think the Most High would say, then those who are connected to the Most High, right, know the Most High, would do what? Display that. They would say the same thing. You see? They'd feel the same way. And that's how we know the brethren. That's how we know who are really connected to source. That's how we know who are really brought into this fold. By their fruits or what they display on their tree. Not what they say out their mouth. Not how they look on the outside. But the fruits that we see them display. Because that tells what's in the abundance of their heart. So the people on the world and people on the earth that say they are connected to some source or God or whatever, the Most High, whatever words they want to use, are they displaying the fruits that you would see if God were to appear here as a man or a woman, whatever imagination you want to use? What do you think that person would say to all the wickedness going on this earth? And you all know it's going on. Are you going to deny it? Are there murders, blackmail, slandering, betrayals, cheatings, backbiting, strife, false accusings, slandering, smear campaigning? This stuff is not happening on the earth. So then what do you think the Most High would say about those things? And then, like I said, those who know the Most High, what do you think they would say about it? So why the fuck y'all surprised that the world is overcome with darkness, and now you hearing a voice in the wilderness, if you want to call it that, hollering and screaming about all the goddamn wickedness on this damn earth? When it's all so simple. Shit is not hard at all. Because like I told you, if Abba Yah was to come here in the form of a man, what would he tell you personally, who's ever listened to this message? Would he not tell you to love? Is that not what he would tell you to do? If you had to receive instructions, if you had to give your own children instructions before you left, you had 4 children, and you were leaving the house and you had to give them instructions and it was in a pinch. You didn't have no time to lay all the instructions out and tell them what to do. You never expected to even have to leave them, but you got to, and you got to go right now. And you're going to leave them home alone for a time by themselves. What will you tell them? You wouldn't say, love each other and take care of each other. That's not what you would say, because you ain't got time to say, hey, don't steal from each other. Don't kill. Don't do. You got time to say all that. Love each other, my children. Take care of each other. I will return. And y'all want to try to act like it's all a bunch of other crazy shit. I mean, y'all niggas want to try to get all deep with this shit. Yes. This God here that did this, and then there's a God over here that does this, and there's a God over here that does this, and you have to know all of this, and you have to search high and low for all the information and search all the scholars and do all of this and do all of that and blah, blah, blah. I come right to the table with one thing: love. Now tell me it ain't. And no one can say it's not. So what the fuck is y'all hearing today? What is y'all hearing today? What y'all searching for? Y'all ain't sick and tired of this shit yet. This shit only driving you crazy yet. Waking up every day with this goddamn emptiness. It don't disgust you? That empty ass taste in your fucking mouth when you wake up in the morning? No joy. No happiness to look forward to. You ain't filled with that feeling yet? The waiting. The waiting. Because what else is you doing out here? Chasing after something? Instead of waiting? Because what does a bride do for her bridegroom? She wait on him to come get her. Ain't that what she do? She's ready and she's waiting. And y'all all say y'all waiting on the bridegroom. Y'all all say you doing it, but you ain't waiting. You ain't let it all go and you ain't waiting for him. You still chasing after other shit, saying you love him. Saying you love your bridegroom. You don't love him. You ain't waiting on him. You ain't made your garment white as snow. You ain't let it all go. Y'all niggas are still hanging on to this bullshit out here. As if you're going to gain something. As if you're going to gain something from that system. As if you're going to gain something from that life that's ruled by tyrants. Instead of speaking up against that shit and chatting that shit down. Using your power of manifestation instead of for greed and instead of for material things, for the things of the spirit today. So that we can live in a world where we can raise our children the correct way. Mother and father, together, in a house together. Not broken, not torn down. No more broken hearts. No more innocent children with their broken hearts. No more families being torn apart. And that's exactly what's happening out here. Everything is being torn apart. Everything is falling the fuck down right now before our very eyes. And niggas are still singing. Niggas are still dancing like motherfucking clowns. Niggas out here like bozo on Sunday morning. Dancing around hawking they fucking noise with their big ass clown shoes on their damn feet. Thinking that everything is fine. Everything is wonderful. I still have something to look forward to. I can still go and get a job and pay a 30-year mortgage. You fucking silly ass slaves. Y'all hasn't seen this shit yet. You ain't seeing this shit yet. You ain't seeing this game they playing on you. Everything got your ass in bondage. Your house got you in bondage. Your car note got you in bondage. Your bills got you in bondage. Your job got you in bondage. That stupid ass ring you got on your finger got you in bondage. Everything you doing got you in bondage. But y'all want to point fingers at a nigga like me that's free. That ain't got none of that stress. But got the same things you got. The same comforts you got. But I ain't got the stress you got. I ain't in bondage. I ain't got no chains on me. I ain't got nobody telling me when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when I gotta do this and when I gotta do that and how much it's gonna cost. I ain't got nobody with their hand out for me, asking me for nothing, requiring nothing of me, because Abba loves me. And I believe that he loves me. So I believe that he'll feed me. I believe that he'll clothe me. I believe that he'll provide for me. And he has never let me down. Because guess what, y'all? It's impossible to please God without what? Faith. And how do we prove our faith? By our works. And what are our works? What are our works, y'all? Walking away from Babylon. That's how we prove we have faith in our God. We walk the fuck away from them. We put both our middle fingers up. We say, fuck you. Fuck you. We're not doing it no more. We're not slaving for your system no more. I'm gonna give all my energies to my God. And I'm gonna do what he told me. I'm no longer gonna do what you say. Because everything that you say brings death. A person gets cancer. You tell them, yes, you must get radiation and chemotherapy to clear yourself of this ailment that you find. And then we're gonna have to do surgery and cut into your body and cut the tumor out and all this shit. When all along, all you need to do is switch their diet. You fucking evil ass bitches. You fucking devils with your pharmakia witchcraft bullshit. The shit doesn't work over here anymore. Do you understand that shit? That shit don't work on my people no more. It don't work no more. You understand that shit? All you fucking devils with your fucking witchcraft. There is no curse against Israel. There is no curse against us. You don't understand that shit? Abba, y'all fight for us. And Abba, y'all gonna crush every last one of you devils. And I'm gonna laugh as you squirm and you run into your caves and your rocks. And you say, fall on us and hide us from the king. And you can't hide from him. You can't hide from him because he sees all. And he's watched all of this shit. So don't be surprised you hear my voice today. And you hear what I'm saying. Because I'm the grandson of right thought. So don't be surprised when you see my granddaddy and you see what he do to this place. Siloam Yisraelah.